Are women finding it harder to speak up and have the hard conversations more so than men?
Absolutely. And it's because historically we've been labeled for doing things like that. If you think about the first insert of leadership for women, it was all how to lead like a man. I remember being in this industry
Yeah.
and there was leadership courses and how to lead like a man, how to show up like a man in the corporate world. And so we've been taught either you show up like a man or you're a wimp.
Yeah.
How you lead is not okay. And then we're afraid of being labeled. You might get labeled as angry. You might get labeled a bitch. And one of the things I tell my women is there's a time and place for everything, including being a bitch, right? And the reason we don't lean into it and get stuff done is because we're so afraid of that label. They're going to label you anyway.
Yeah.
I tell people you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So pick the damn that you can live with.
Yeah.
And the one that I can live with is having my voice be heard and not being maligned.
I mean, I remember when I was the executive director of my family's foundation, and I was much younger, right? So I'm going to pass some of my bad behavior off to youth, Dethra. But there were so many times that I wanted to mirror what I saw the men
Mm-hmm.
in the building doing.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it was like, then I had, people would say, well, you need to use your feminine wiles more and you need to step into your femininity and be more like a woman. But then in order to get stuff done, I got to lay the hammer down and I got to cuss some of y'all Negroes out because y'all don't understand how to move when I'm nice. So it's a fine line we're walking sometimes.
It's a very fine line, but there is a feminine way to cuss somebody out.
Tell me. Because I turned Detroit gangster. I turned Cleveland gangster, okay? When it's time, DJ, you would not know it's a woman saying this stuff.
But I can tell you I have turned more stuff around with a smile and a nod than with a good cuss out because...
yeah, for sure.
You already know I come from a gladiator family. We can use our words. And I have gotten more accomplished when I came in with a nicey nice.
For sure. I learned that as I've gotten older.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that trait in my 20s and my early 30s. But now at this big age, I've learned that is the way to go. But you said in the book that you come from a line of verbal gladiators and that it was dating your husband in college that transformed the way you communicated.
It's crazy because we have been together for 27 years and have been married 24 of those. And to this date, we have not called each other out of our names and we have not raised our voices at each other.
Y'all ain't throwing no stuff.
We don't
Y'all
throw
ain't be over there throwing stuff.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Somebody say, tell me how. And it's crazy because when people are shocked for me, I'm like, me too. It started, I remember we were dating, we were in undergrad. And we were dating and we had our first argument. And I come from a family where we yell, we scream, we call names. We will use words like a very fine, sharpened sword. And so the first argument, I raised my voice and this man looked at me like I had 50 heads and every single one of them was spinning.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and said, what are you doing? And I was like,
we arguing.
We have a disagreement. We about to solve this right here. Let's go. And he was like, oh, not like that.
Yeah.
But then how we do this? And I was so intrigued because I knew I didn't like being called names. I didn't like yelling, but I didn't have an alternative. No one gave me another option. And in my mind, that was normal. That was just how things went. And when he said, not like that. Now, mind you, his parents had been married forever. So you've seen this model before. My mom was a single mom, so I never saw a relationship.
Yeah.
I never saw this model. And so I'm like, well, explain. Tell me more. How do we do this? And the thing that started this journey was he knew it existed. He couldn't teach it to me. All he could say is what we don't do. And so I had to learn it. So I was like, wait a minute. If I don't know it, there are people who were raised like I was raised, and they want to learn it too. And so I went on even getting a master's degree in conflict management. I went on a full journey to learn how to do it and then how to teach other people.
I mean, you've done 4 TEDx talks. You were like my biggest supporter when I did my first one. She was like, you gonna be fine. I done 4. You gonna get your 1. Go ahead and do your 1, baby.
Everybody got start somewhere.
Everybody got start. Listen. But you speak all over the world. I mean, recently you were just in South Africa. I mean, every time I talk to you, you're in a new country leading a team on how to communicate better. What is the biggest thing you see with leaders and how they're not leading well?
The biggest thing with leaders where they misleading well is they forget that leaders are meant to supply versus meant to do.
Mm.
They often think, because here's how leadership works. You get promoted for being good at what you do. And no one tells you that when I'm promoting you so you can make more of you, not get on the nerves of people who you lead. Right? Because that's what it's like, why are you micromanaging me? You in my space? And it's like
Yeah.
the leader's job is to make sure their people have the resources to do the best they can possibly do. And they think, I need to do more of what I've always done. And that's where they mess it up. They mess it up because they keep trying to do instead of trying to provide.
Trying to do whether and not trying to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in your book, you give a model. You have the DARE model. But one of the things that you talk about in the book is that people are reacting rather than responding.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the real conflict happens.
So here's the issue, getting into the little geeky brain science. When we get aroused, upset, the part of our brain that thinks the hardest, our prefrontal cortex, it shuts down. When you're reacting, your brain is like, I'm aroused. The part of me that thinks is shutting down. That's why when you're in an argument and you're like, I know I'm smart, I'm about to get a good witty response, brain don't fail me now, and you're trying to think of the best thing to say to get at them, and you're like, your mama.
Yeah.
Because the thinking part of your brain shut down.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes later, you have the best comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's back online. Well, that's what happens when you react. When you respond, you're proactive. I'm strategic. I'm pausing. Let me think this through. I'm thinking all the way to the end of that conversation. And I remember, this is a relationship I want to keep. So cussing them out and saying your mama might not be the best result. That's a response versus a reaction.
Now I know. It's some people who they've gone through the holidays and they've been doing a whole lot of reacting. They ain't been responding.
Mm-mm.
They actually started in November to get their reactions ready for the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, how I'm gonna wear you out on New Year, all the things. I mean, you said in the book you can help people have the conversation to get the negotiation, to negotiate a better pay.
Absolutely.
But you can also help you have the conversation with the pedophile at Thanksgiving.
Listen to me. So I remember when the R. Kelly situation was going on and everyone was talking about the R. Kellys and it was around Thanksgiving was coming up. And I said, some of y'all haven't even addressed the R. Kelly in your family and you concerned about what's going to happen with him. You talking about we shouldn't play his music no more and you still taking your daughter around Uncle Ben. Like,
well, don't call him Ben.
But not Ben. Don't use Ben. Ben is good. We love Ben. we love our nephew. We love our nephew.
Get
Uncle Bob. With Uncle Bob.
Use Ben.
You talking about don't play his music and you still taking your daughters around Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
Like, when you're going to have that conversation, and it's because we don't know how. Most of us have not been trained to bring this up. And so instead of addressing, we avoid.
Yeah.
And we make the wrong people pay the price for the problem.
We make the wrong people pay the price.
Yes.
We sure do.
So you shouldn't have your little 5-year-old niece having to figure out how to stay around from Uncle Bob
how to navigate.
Because he always got candy. Why don't I? It's a relative that got candy. Why
He's so nice.
He's so funny.
Nice.
He want to take me places in the car with him. I want to go places.
Yeah.
Because when they come back with Uncle Bob, they always got stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But we're making a 5-year-old little girl pay the price for his sins. It's not okay. But we don't know how because someone made us pay the price.
Yeah.
We're telling her what we were told. And so I want people to have the tools and the formula to say, wait a minute, let's stop. Let's describe what's going on. Let's acknowledge what's happened. Let's review the narratives and let's engage for conversation.
If that blessed you, trust me, you've only scratched the surface. There's so much more wisdom, truth, and transformation waiting in the full conversation. Click the link in the caption below to watch the entire interview. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Vault Empowers Talks.